All right, we've been sent in another case. Looks like another immediate placement on tooth number 10. And it seems that this scan was taken after the tooth was removed. And personally, I prefer to evaluate these sites as before the tooth was removed. And my first thought on this particular case is going to be in terms of the CEREC data itself. Right here, what I'm looking at is my drawing is not so good today. What I see is the gingival level right here, shows a significant discrepancy from canine to canine there, where we can see this lateral incisor right here is lower than that line, and then here it's above that line. So I question whether or not this will be what the tooth looks like if the patient has a high smile line, and what cosmetic effect that's going to have. Now, in terms of the implant placement itself, a couple of things that I would like to point out on this particular placement. What I would like to do here is just take a peek like so. And one of the things that I see here is that our implant, as I did in the previous video prior to this, our implant position is here, and probably our long axis is probably more along that line right there. So I would like to see that a little bit better. And the other thing I also notice is right in here, our incisal edges are going at quite a bit of an angle. So if we compare that to doing something along this line right here, we can see that our incisal edges are 8 and 9 are much more flat in this particular angle here. Now, obviously, when we do that, we bring this tooth over to the mesial, and then we may just have to, move it over, or we may determine that, unfortunately, we have to compromise a little bit and get it along this line right here. Not quite as what we had before, but still better there. Now, the other thing that I do notice here is, I'm a big proponent of screw retain restorations, but this is too thin of a buccal area here, especially given how much space we have right here. So I would probably go ahead and err on the side of that. And then honestly, because of the location of this, look at a non-screw retained restoration, maybe a cemented restoration, or if I were a Nobel user, the angulated screw channel. And then again, the 3x2 rule would probably have my implant. Excuse me, it's a little bit late. The 3x2 rule would probably have this implant a little bit deeper, but then again, remember, I don't believe that this margin is drawn in the correct spot. So that would probably negate that. So I would probably, quite frankly, if this were my plan, probably something along this line right here. This way I get plenty of stability. I would probably not go with the 16 millimeter implant. I believe that a 13 millimeter implant is more than enough here, and stability should be achieved quite easily in this particular case with a 13 millimeter implant. Worst case scenario, I think a 13 millimeter implant should achieve stability here. So hopefully this makes sense, and thank you for submitting the plan, and thank you very much.